Good morning, everybody. This is the Platinum Knight here with another First Impressions video. And today's First Impressions video is going to be Ghostbusters Afterlife. As you can see, I am using Ghostbusters, the video game, as footage. And I'm not really going to be actually playing the game, people. I'm just gonna walk into Ghostbusters headquarters while I talk over it. But yeah, everybody, welcome. This is another First Impressions video. And I got done seeing Ghostbusters Afterlife not too long ago. I actually saw it a couple hours earlier than it was original release. Keep in mind, Ghostbusters came out on Friday, and I saw it at Thursday night. And what do I think of Ghostbusters Afterlife? People, it's amazing, okay? I love this movie. What I really like about Ghostbusters Afterlife is I really like its humor, you know? It's got good actual humor. I like how the cast is mainly child actors. This movie just did a good job making me feel happy, you know? It did a good job making me feel cozy and comfortable. It's just a good movie, you know? And pretty much the biggest highlight of Ghostbusters Afterlife was Phoebe. The actor who played as Phoebe, her name is McKenna? McKenna Grace? Yeah. McKenna Grace was phenomenal. She really stole the show. She was pretty much the heart of this movie. She did fantastic. She was so good and funny too. I'm gonna tell you guys right now, even just one or two of Phoebe's jokes was actually funnier than the entire Ghostbusters reboot. Like, I'm not even joking. As cringy as some of Phoebe's jokes were, they were actually funny, okay? I did chuckle here and there. Her jokes are based on science because, you know, Phoebe is actually the granddaughter of Egon, so it makes sense, you know? Like granddaughter, like grandfather. I recommend you guys go see Ghostbusters Afterlife, people. It's such a good movie. It's one of those movies that I feel that everybody should go see and be the judge of their own, you know? I think it's one of those movies that's good to take your kids out to see, even if you're not a huge Ghostbusters fan, okay? Like, even in my opinion, I feel Ghostbusters Afterlife is one of those movies that actually does a pretty good job being its own movie. Like, even if you've never seen Ghostbusters 1 or 2, then you'll still be able to get everything. I mean, Ghostbusters Afterlife does recap the first two movies. Well, mainly the first one. They don't really talk about the second one too much. But yeah, everybody, I mean, the story pretty much starts off as Phoebe and her brother moving to their grandfather's old abandoned house because their mother ends up losing the apartment for being too broke and not being able to pay rent and stuff like that. So that's how they get involved with their grandfather. It turns out Egon has been missing for quite a while now. It's been a mystery. Nobody really knows. But as the movie goes on, they quickly reveal what happened to him. I liked Finn Wolfhard as Trevor. He was pretty good. I like how he's the one who ends up repairing the Ecto-1. I liked Paul Rudd's character, Mr. Gruberson. Yeah, I mean, Paul Rudd, aka Ant-Man, he's always funny, okay? I mean, Paul Rudd is just naturally comedic and charismatic. I really, really like Logan Kim as Podcast. He is honestly such a funny kid. Like, he was naturally a funny little dude. I like how he records everything for his podcast show. I mean, I'm not gonna say what happens at the end, but I thought it was funny finding out who was his one and only subscriber, because his podcast isn't exactly all that popular, but he's still pretty funny though. And I like how he becomes Phoebe's best friend. I like the actress that plays as Phoebe and Trevor's mom, aka the daughter of Egon. And she did pretty good, you know? She was mainly one of those characters that mainly had like a I don't give an F type of attitude, but at the end of the movie, she opens up and starts showing her emotions, and immediately becomes a relatable character. And of course, going back to Phoebe again, I liked McKenna Grace's role as Phoebe. Phoebe is supposed to be this socially awkward, nerdy kid that doesn't really talk too much. But once when she meets Podcast, then you know, that's when she starts opening up. I like how Phoebe is the one that keeps uncovering what happened to her grandfather. That was really cool. I like how she slowly builds a relationship with her grandfather as the movie progresses. And yeah, everybody, the casting choices were all good. And this isn't really a spoiler. Everybody knows this. This was leaked several times, actually. So this is a tiny bit of a minor spoiler. But I do like how the original cast does come back. I like how Dan Aykroyd comes back. I like how Bill Murray comes back. And I like how Ernie Hudson also comes back. Like I said, people, this is a first impressions video, so I'm not gonna spoil it here. But I'm gonna tell you guys right now, that ending, what happens in the end of Ghostbusters Afterlife, it was tear-jerking, people. Like, I'm gonna be honest, I legitimately felt like crying. I at least got that sad feeling in my throat, you know? Like, I almost cried, because it was such an emotional moment, you know? Well, like I said, I'm not gonna spoil it. But what I will say is, rest in peace, Harold Ramis. I mean, I think Harold Ramis himself would be proud of Ghostbusters Afterlife and how good it turned out to be. Even Harold Ramis would love this movie, and I really like how the film pays some tributes to him. Another thing I I will say I am gonna get into some negatives, but not really. Ghostbusters Afterlife does has its flaws. There are some coincidental moments, there are some plot holes, but not enough to make me want to say that this movie was bad as a whole, or I wouldn't say that Ghostbusters Afterlife is a bad film. So it's like, whatever. I feel like, the critics and the reviewers or anyone who reviewed this movie are being really, really harsh on this film, especially for a kid's movie or a movie that appeals to young adults, you know? I don't like how critics are saying that, oh, this movie is just a nostalgia fest, and in my opinion, I don't really see that. I mean, it's a sequel. It takes place in the same universe as Ghostbusters 1 and 2, and it's like, was Ghostbusters Afterlife just not supposed to mention or bring anything up in the previous movies? Like, I don't get that, man. So, yeah, I kinda do feel like, critics are being a little harsh on this movie. So what if it's a nostalgia fest? That's supposed to be a good thing. It's paying respect to the Ghostbusters fans and treating the original source material with respect. But yeah, I guess one criticism I can give the movie, I will say they should have had like a more of a variety of ghosts, you know? Like, I wish there were more new ghosts, but I did like the ghost that eats metal, and that kind of seems like he ends up shooting bullets out of his mouth. I thought that was pretty cool. That was a cool new ghost, but that's about it though. Oh, and just to let you guys know, no, Slimer is not in here. Yeah, Slimer does not make an appearance in Afterlife. Or maybe he did make an appearance, but I just didn't see him, you know? Maybe he did make an appearance, but he was just an Easter egg, so I could be wrong on that. But yeah, I do feel that they could have had a better variety of ghosts. I thought the action was okay, especially that whole chase scene through that small town trying to capture the metal-eating ghost. And yeah, everybody, this was just a fun movie. I thought it was fun, I thought it was funny, the characters did great, and like I said, really, the person that stole the whole movie was Phoebe. And in my opinion, McKenna Grace did so good, I honestly don't mind her taking over the whole Ghostbusters franchise, you know? I don't mind her being the face of this whole series. I wouldn't mind if they made another sequel to Ghostbusters Afterlife, and Phoebe's character returns, and it's all about her taking over the whole Ghostbusters Corporation and buying back the original Firehouse Ghostbusters headquarters along with Winston. And like I said, I can't spoil anything, so you'll see what I mean. Oh, and one more thing too. Once when Ghostbusters Afterlife is done, do not leave the theater, okay? There is actually two credit scene. There's a mid-credit scene, and there is an after-credit scene. So yeah, just like any Marvel movie, do not stand up and leave the theaters, okay? If you want to see the two post-credit scenes. And I'll tell you right now, those two post-credit scenes were actually pretty good, and they were worth waiting for. One of them is bringing back a nostalgia factor, and another post-credit scene is, well, it'll make sense if you just saw this first impressions video. So yeah, everybody, overall, what are my thoughts and feelings of Ghostbusters Afterlife? I love this movie. I feel like it respects the Ghostbusters fan, and I have a feeling this film is going to become just as much of a cult classic as the original two Ghostbusters films for many, many years to come. Alright, everybody, that's it for this Ghostbusters Afterlife First Impressions video. Thank you so much for joining me. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to give me a thumbs up and subscribe. Hit that notification bell for new videos. And yeah, everybody, peace out. And remember, who you gonna call?